Hey, it's that fantasy show.
Welcome, everybody, to that fantasy show. We have a special edition this week, the Primetime NFL Betting Special. We got a couple of professional sports bettors on
Prime
to
time.
help us beginners out with a little bit. And we'll get to talk Lions Chiefs. I'm a little excited about that. Not big excited. I'm sure you're more big excited than me, huh?
Yeah, I feel good. We got to put the Chiefs in their place.
Yeah, I'm tired of the Chiefs chiefing, but as we
It's a
get into that,
Lions Kingdom.
we'll
Lions Den.
we'll
Gonna
see
take the kingdom
how
down.
how we all agree who's going to win or who's not going to win that game. But anyway, we'll recap this morning real quick. We put out our rankings. We did pretty well with the rankings, Brian. However, I'll point out one mistake that I made. My fault, everybody. I didn't expect DK Metcalf to have a good day. But on my way over here, he was already at 5 catches and a touchdown. So
Yeah, he did pretty
yeah,
well on the
you're
day.
gonna get these wrong here and there.
No, yeah, it's
But yeah, everyone else pretty much fell in line with the order that we thought they were. The 4 o'clock games, not too much action going so far here. And
yeah,
in
it's a
our
little light. I see you changed your shirt over there.
yeah, I wanted to go ahead and rock with the LeBron James for the betting special. I don't know. I was gonna wear my Shohei
LeBron.
Ohtani. You know that guy loves to bet. But yeah, something about me just wanted to wear the LeBron for this one. So obviously, and then I got so many jerseys, I might as well get them off on the show off my collection a little bit.
Smoke him if you got him.
And then when we were talking this morning too in the Closing with Steve League, there's some pivotal matchups. What is pivotal?
Pigeonal.
Pivotal matchups, and one of our guests is currently beating yours truly in a crucial fantasy matchup. Is the Scranton Strangler, who will be on the show here in just a few minutes, is beating my Illyria Pioneers. I'm getting crushed, Brian.
What do those records look like?
So I'm 2-3. He's 3-2. We will be even after this week because there is no way I can win. But as we talked about this morning,
You're 3-2. He's 2-3.
yeah,
Oh, you mixed that up. But,
yeah. Well, whatever.
Okay.
Maybe a little. But
How's
yeah.
this guy doing over here?
So
Haddonfield Slashers.
So the Slashers, they look like they're going to run away with an easy victory this week, possibly by 100. That has happened a few times in this week.
Easy.
So
Sorry,
Detroit
Eve, you're
Ballers,
watching.
sorry you ran into a buzzsaw this week. But fantasy, up and down, still a crucial week. We're right in the middle of it, as we usually don't join in the middle of the games. The 1 o'clock
Yeah.
games, that Europe game, kind of.
Talk about a snoozer over
Yeah.
in London over there.
Yeah,
Holy
even
crap.
the 1 o'clock games, nothing was really exciting, man. I was falling asleep before I came back over
Yeah,
here.
I mean, there's some good scoring. You know, if you're in it just for fantasy, watching your dudes, some of the dudes were doing all right.
Yeah.
So
And then speaking of being the betting special, there was a lot of no-namers, basically, not the usual suspects that were getting some touchdowns today. So there had to be a lot of plus odds guys that were like killing these parlays today.
hey, there's some betting jargon over there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mix it in a little there. I'm a little crafty with the wordplay sometimes.
it is the betting special in that fantasy show. You know,
Ye-
we normally focus on just teaching about the fantasy and
Yeah,
who to start, who to sit. You know, we want to get interactive with it. I think that's the goal. Coming to the show, just have like a Q&A segment. You know.
Yeah, because a lot of dudes that play fantasy, like we were just talking earlier with the guys, people don't like to ask for help, but guys will receive help. You just have to present it to them. And yeah, sometimes we just got a different perspective with this fantasy lifestyle. And like I said, we don't think we're better than anybody, but we definitely think we can help people out here and there.
Just been around the block. That's
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff. As we've said before, if you're just new watching this show, my name is Michael Amen, a friendly local neighborhood YouTuber. I have 20 years of fantasy experience. And
How many chips you got? In
I have
20 years.
4 chips, and we define chips as leagues where money was involved. Because you can join a free league and win, but to us that doesn't count. You needed money with other people who were also invested. I've got 4. I got 1 in my first year, and then the other ones took a
Damn.
little while to come. So, and then yourself, Brian, go ahead and tell the people your experience.
Shoot, I don't know, about 10 years, maybe a little longer,
About
give
10
or
years.
take. I don't know. Got 1 championship, maybe 3 runner-ups. Usually make the playoffs. Only missed it like twice, maybe. I
Okay,
wanna say.
that's a good. So, and then what goes along with experience, you've just seen a lot of things. So again, that doesn't mean that you
I've
think
seen
you're
some
better
shit.
than somebody. You've seen some terrible things, and you've seen some things where, okay, I got to be crafty like this, and this is how I can do well. So anyway, exciting fantasy season. Maybe the guys got a couple fantasy questions when we bring them on. But what do we say? How we looking on time here? Are we almost ready to join the guys? We got D-Rocks Locks, friend of the show,
Friend of the show. And then, what's John going by? these
John
days?
Stockton.
John Stockton.
John Stockton. These guys are hot, up and
That
coming
name sounds
cappers.
familiar.
Again, also friends of the show. Both of them been on the show.
Yeah.
before. Again, we're up and coming ourselves, and we just needed branch out a little bit, share our platform a little bit. So excited to hear about what D-Rock has in store for this week. Like I said, I did have some things in the Google Drive there where we could pull up and, just a little introduction to D-Rock, and then kind of just a quick recap of his last 2 weeks. I wouldn't say his weeks have been, I don't know exactly how long he's been doing it in his current group chat format as we're sitting here tapping in with them right now. But just the simple fact that he bets smart. He does his homework. He's doing logical plays. And as he'll sit here and tell us yourself, you're not going to want to sit here. The best way to gamble is not sitting here and putting 10-leg parlays because those aren't going to hit every day. You want to do, straight bets that you're confident in, nice, smart investing for all of this. So excited to get with D-Rock. Again, big game tonight. So I'm excited to see what everybody thinks about tonight's game. We all actually kind of agree on one thing. So I really feel good about that. And I hope any of the listeners, followers are locked in for that bet right there. So.
Yeah, so I mean, the Lions against the Chiefs last couple times, I think the Lions have come away with the dub.
Yeah. Some big games.
We had that one season opener 2 years ago when the Lions were like, thought they were going to be good, and they come out and they spoiled the Super Bowl banner raising.
A lot of the locals thought they were on their way to the Super Bowl with that victory right there.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, NFC Championship that year. I mean, at halftime we're going to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
And on, PTSD for the Lions fans out there. So
yeah, and then both teams are kind of locked in right now. Detroit obviously had that embarrassing season opener, so they've been bouncing back from that because, that's not who they were in the first game. So I definitely don't think the whole season was going to reflect from what the first game said. But then the Chiefs, who started out, where they start 0-2, when Danger is starting 0-3, they just got upset last week. So that's going to be a big game tonight. And then obviously you could go a lot of different ways with the bets for that game. There's so many things that you can bet on in a football game. A lot of the populars obviously are money lines and spreads and totals. And the more experienced bettor kind of sticks away from that a little bit as we're sitting here and getting the guys ready on the Zoom call. But a lot of what people like to do is find certain prop bets where, you got more of a chance to hit and the outcome of the game doesn't affect. Because if me and Brian have spoke before, it's not always clear cut who the winner's going to be. And I don't care if it's a undefeated team versus a winless team. I'm still going to be more convinced that the winless team has a chance to win.
I mean, in the NFL, any team can win any given week. Let's be honest. I mean, there is an obvious talent gap between the top and the bottom, but I mean, look at college. It's the best dude from your high school. You're the best dude in your high school going to college. And then the pros, it's like you're basically the best on your college team. And, you got a hodgepodge of dudes on the worst team in the league. You're still going to be competing, right?
Absolutely.
All right, we got D-Rock on the background here. Let me transition over.
So as we get ready to bring D-Rock in, I will start with a light introduction from him. D-Rock Locks. He was on the Super Ultra Mega Football Bowl special that we had for the Super Bowl earlier this year, and we didn't necessarily do too well in our picks. Some of the guys, we all did a lot of homework, and then you were the one that ended up having,
I got some shit. I'm like, I want to take the Eagles because, all of that. Fuck the Chiefs. And I got a little heat for that, but hey,
yeah. So, but anyway.
Be lucky and good sometimes.
So this young man, we stayed in touch throughout the summer. I mean, guys like us, we're not necessarily betting on the other sports, maybe randomly, but as football got back and we reached out for each other. Again, we're trying to help each other out here for future endeavors and possibly, reoccurring guests on the show, obviously, because we need help here with some bets sometime. But just to cap D-Rock's last couple weeks, he's been hot. He went on a run, Brian, where he was about 20 out of 25, knocking them out. And then if that wasn't good enough, he had 2 middays because nobody just wins forever. But after the 2 middays, came right back, fired off, 10 out of 11. And then last night hit one of his, I'm not going to say it's his highest bet ever. I haven't really asked him that, but a pretty high bet. We could talk about that. I actually have a slide in there. We'll pull that up, Brian, whenever we do get to it. But so obviously he's coming in here on a high, riding kind of hot. And, we just want to pick his brain a little bit. We want to see, obviously, what's going on tonight. But then we can ask him some couple questions, maybe things he looks for or whatever. So,
all right,
are you ready?
Without further ado, D-Rocks.
Okay, D-Rock, welcome. You on the show, brother. How you doing today?
Hey, fellas. Thanks for having me on here again. Good. How you doing?
Appreciate you. We're good, brother. So you excited for the game tonight?
Yeah, very excited. Yep.
Yep. Look at that big cheese smile, Brian. You see him? He's definitely excited for the game. I like that.
Cheese
Yeah, I was
fries, not
listening
cheese
to
fries.
Yeah,
the
big
little,
cheese
I was
smile.
listening to what you guys were saying.
Yes, sir. And obviously we got you all set up right there, and then we have your cousin, who's actually a friend of ours that we were going to bring on the show too as well. John Stockton, another member of your group chat, fires off bets himself. Probably not as confidently as you, so maybe we can get John to boost that up a little bit because the kid knows his stuff too. And obviously John is one of the owners of the team in our Closing with Steve Dynasty League, and that's kind of the league that helped me and Brian rise to our little, I don't want to say fame because we're not famous
No,
right
no,
now.
it-
Just got us going off of the ground to where
Yeah.
we are right now. We're in a dynasty league, and yeah, that's what's got the people going.
Gets people going.
Yeah, So again, another owner for that. We're excited to pick both of your guys' brains and talk about what's going on for tonight's game. Yes, sir. Which
Perfect.
one?
I heard first off, I heard Brian saying there he was like he got criticized for taking the Eagles. It's definitely fuck the Chiefs because I'm a Raiders fan. You know what I'm saying? I can go against Mahomes doing a three-peat. I just couldn't for some reason.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to stick
And
to your
stat
thing.
correction, that was 21 out of 25, though, just so you know.
Definitely correct that for me, please.
Yeah,
My bad.
it's still refutable, so.
He said he's a little hotter than hot, just a little bit hotter.
Just a little.
And again,
Yeah.
so you're firing away, and obviously we're fans of each other, and thank you for that. And like I said, a lot of dudes, they don't necessarily ask for help, but that's why I'm a fan of your chat. You're just putting it out there. Some people need to see, hey, okay, this guy's confident in that. So obviously a fan of what you do there, and thank you. What do you say? You ready to bring John in too, and then we'll sit here and then just start firing right off into the bets?
Sure.
All right,
John, if you're out there.
John
That works.
Stockton, let's see if we can get him to join up in this meeting, and
Lock in.
And then we'll get him on now, and then we could sit here and then talk about all the bets together. Just that way, if he has an opinion, pick John's brain. John Stockton also, just to hype him up a little bit, he's riding a high of hitting a parlay this afternoon. Plus 5,313 parlay. So
5,313.
my guy turned $10 into $500, and that is a hell of a day.
Oh, we gotta fix the thing going on here. Just give me a second. We're gonna go
He's,
back.
he's real good at doing those. He's
Yeah.
good at doing 3-4 picks. Plus
Absolutely.
money and hitting.
Gotta get the-
So we're getting the screen set up together, and we'll get John on the screen, and then we'll do a quick little, hey, how's it going, John? And then we're gonna
Damn, there
go
we
from
go.
there. There we go. We
We're
got
back.
both guys on the screen. John, how are you today?
Hey, good. How are you? Thanks for
Good.
having me.
Welcome to the show.
Center
brother.
yourself, sir. And we'll be all right.
Yeah, there we go.
There he is.
What's
So,
going
uh,
on here?
John, I just kind of gave you a quick introduction. Like I said, you bet here and there, and obviously we've known each other for a long time. But yeah, riding a high of hitting that parlay. So again, congratulations. Here goes a round of applause for that.
So what did you do? Turn $10 into 500, something like that.
I did, yeah. When I gatekeep in the chat, I always hit. But when I post, I'm not so confident. I don't hit. So
Yeah, and it's tough to do that. There's a lot of gambling stigma to that, I guess. Like when you share it to people, you're less likely to win or with this and that. But I try to just forget about all that because the bet's going to win or lose no matter what I do or who I show. Like I can't imagine that somebody's worried about what I'm doing to where they're going to have to, hold on, this guy's betting that. There's no way we can let that happen because I don't want no part of that.
So
I'm just a little stitious.
there. Yeah, just a little stitches. So gatekeep. Elaborate on the term for me.
Yeah, what does gatekeep mean, John? Go ahead and go
The
first.
gatekeeper.
So when I keep it to myself, they always hit. When I share with the public, they don't hit.
How do you get over that? Because I kind of have a little bit of that too.
I can't tell you because
You don't. You don't.
You got to stick to
No,
it.
you stick to us. You stick to that little algorithm.
Absolutely. So, big game tonight. Obviously, John, you're a local around here, so we know you're pretty much leaning Lions for a lot of outcomes, and we'll get into some bets here. Obviously, D-Rock is going against the Chiefs as well, or he may take the Chiefs. I'm sorry, but so when we get into this game right here, let's talk about a winner first off before we get right into the bets. Who you guys think's gonna win?
D-Rock, go ahead.
You can go ahead, John.
Well, I'm a
All
little
right, well,
biased. Go ahead.
Either Pat Mahomes is going to make me look real bad on this show and go 0 for 2, or he's gonna redeem himself from the Super Bowl last time, because Chiefs got their back up against the wall. I believe if they don't win this game, they're probably not gonna make the playoffs. And with Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, they got to get it going some point. So I'm going to take Kansas City, and to start the betting going, I'm going to take them covering the spread at -2.5, which is -115.
Okay, I like
You
that.
got a boo button?
I don't have. I have a what button. I don't have a boo
What?
button.
No, it's okay.
But and then John, what do you think real quick here? And then I'm just gonna talk about the public money too, where the site that I have where the public bets are. But what you think, John?
I'm going to be a little biased because I'm a Lions fan, but I think the Lions at least cover, but I think they win the game. They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL, and the Chiefs haven't looked the greatest. So I'm going to say Lions money line.
We're down the
Okay, I like
field.
it. So I'm torn on this, but I want
That's
the
where
Lions
the good
to
money's
win.
at. That's plus money, 126.
Absolutely.
Lions money line.
And that's the thing I was thinking, and a lot of people are going to be on the Chiefs, and I want to pick the Lions, but yeah, I have a lot of experience in watching football. Things happen. I think the Chiefs win. I don't want that, but I think the Chiefs win today. Chiefs chiefing. Brian, what you think?
I think you're crazy, sir.
Chiefs.
The voodoo magic, it ain't this year. All right.
So you think the Lions easy?
Fine.
Just on the spread on the site that I use for gauging where the public money is, 81% of the total bets are on the spread for the Lions plus 2.5. 85% of the total money on the Lions for the spread. For the money line, let me switch over to that. It's kind of 60-40
So
for the
elaborate on
Lions
terms
money
for
line.
the newbies out there.
So again, this is where the spread, that's obviously you're given plus or minus points right there.
Kind
And
of like
then
a golf handicap.
yeah, so just to level it out, and then where the public money, explaining again to newbies, this is just like a record of the money that's coming in. What all of people like me and you or us, we're all doing, we're putting in. There's just a record of this, and then you can just see. And I'm sure there's probably more extents than the site that I'm on, but a lot of times I like to look at this just to make sure I'm not crazy. If I'm betting with the public, sometimes I feel good, but when I see like 90%, I like to kind of stay away from it because, Vegas always wins is the classic term. So
Yeah, fade the public at that point.
absolutely. So where do you want to move from here, Brian? You want to run into? We'd start firing off on these bets for the game.
Yeah. Do we got like a mass parlay we're gonna build?
So we'll all have a leg for a parlay here that we'll just sit here and share around afterwards as like a 4-leg parlay. But let's all talk about our best bet for the show. I know D-Rock had a couple things, but D-Rock, go ahead. Start us right off with the thing you're most confident in today for anybody that's watching. If there's any one thing that you would bet on today, it's this. What is that, sir?
All right. Yep. If I'm going to give the public my free lock of the day today, I would say it's going to be an Xavier Worthy anytime touchdown at plus 140 money. And I'm calling it a lock. The man's been back for a couple games. He's getting the target share, and he hasn't gotten in that box yet, so he's due. I'm actually not going to be surprised if this is actually a low-scoring game between them two, which is uncommon. But I think he's going to get in there.
And so we were talking beforehand, trying to set up and make sure if we all agreed or this and that.
Yeah.
And of course, me and you agreed on that. I did my homework, and that was the only
Yeah.
thing I agreed on. So we'll sit here, we'll pat each other on the back for that one. But again, as D-Rock said, the target share is there. In his last 2 games, 17 targets. So that means just off of sheer volume, he's getting the ball. At some point, he gets in that box, as D-Rock says. 0 touchdowns yet on the year. He's only played in 3 games, but he's due.
D-Rock's lock right there. And as we mentioned earlier, and he corrected us, 21 for 25?
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness.
And then 10 out of 11
Yeah, and
right
I think
after
I
that.
ended up hitting that next one, so I think it was actually 22 for 26.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah. So, and again,
That helps out.
following along in your chat, it would be the best way to see what you're doing. So if anybody out there is in the chat,
Exactly.
or when you add future people to the chat, it's there. And again, I think a lot of what makes you hot too is when we do the free stuff. I always see cappers all the time, but the people that are just giving stuff out, sharing stuff, I feel like karma works better in your favor. So again, keep riding that, brother. That streak is just phenomenal. And yeah, like I said, I've been a fan. I've been seeing it,
Appreciate it, fellas.
but I haven't been playing it. So maybe I'm not the smart one because I don't play everything. But again, so I don't bet a lot. Like I said, sometimes I'm a little bit of a newbie. But yeah, I need to lock in, so to speak. And then if we
Capper, you wanna elaborate on that? Sir?
capper, handicapper. The term capper is short for handicapper,
Oh.
and that just means what you think is going to
Yeah.
happen in the game.
Okay, I would have said like cap, no cap. You know, you lying on her.
Yeah, a capper is also somebody that lies a lot, but
yeah, the term is weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
You might
you
want to say
confused me.
I might be bookie.
yeah,
You know?
well, bookie kind of means you like taking some money in too.
Yeah,
So I
know,
mean,
so
maybe
don't
you're
know.
doing that,
All
but
the term- I might make up a new term and,
oh,
and
that's a
drop
good
it next
idea.
time I'm on the show. I
Drop
don't
your
know.
own term. But John, so moving along to you, what do you like in this game that you would possibly add as a leg to our 4-leg parlay here? And what's the thing you're most confident in? Maybe that's not the worthy touchdown because that's obviously juicy.
So I'm heading towards the Lions side of the football, and I'm not statistically. You're not supposed to. I wouldn't say he's not having a great year, but me being a Lions fan and knowing he's due for a breakout game, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 2. But I'm betting the 1. Jameson Williams, Jameson Williams, anytime touchdown.
Okay, I like that one. What's the odds on that? That's got to be like
I-
plus one something too, right?
I think it's 210.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
so that's
I
good.
think it's all plus money except for Gibbs and maybe Montgomery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's obviously another. So we're both on touchdown picks here, and obviously
I'll
those
switch it up.
are popular
Don't worry.
bets. So Brian, what do you like for this game right
I
here?
don't know, like not a big gambler here. If you even know.
Absolutely, and that's what's perfect about this because it's just a mesh of stuff.
I'll just throw something out every once in a while, like just for fun, you know.
Sometimes those people have the best luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, you know, just I don't know, just first glance, I want to take Montgomery for 50 rushing yards.
Ooh, Montgomery, 50 rushing yards.
Yeah, 50 plus.
That is pretty solid. Again, like I said, you know, just whatever you got into that. I don't know the exact
If it sticks
stats
to my
on
low
that.
scoring, that's probably gonna cash out.
Yeah, absolutely. And this could be a lot of a running game when you think it's a big passing game.
I don't know. He just you know, he's up and down. You know, I feel like this is one of the games they utilize him a little more, and 50 rushing yards. That's not too outlandish. It's a solid
Absolutely.
game.
Sonic and Knuckles, man.
And then I'll bet cleanup on this just for the 4-leg parlay. Like I said, I was going to be on the worthy touchdown. Obviously, we agree, but we'll go ahead and just let D-Rock take that. But I'm going to take Tyquan Thornton over 1.5 receptions. It was minus 114. I think he gets 2 catches. He could get 3. He's not going to get
That's
a
a
lot.
good
His name
play.
again?
Is it Tyquan Thornton? Is that it? I don't know.
Taekwon?
Yeah,
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 that's a
Taekwon.
good
I
play.
don't know if I nailed that, but only 2 catches. So again, this is something I'm a beginner better myself, I would say. That's not a lot. You don't need a lot. You could get 1 catch each half, and then that could be that. I've been kind of making my living this NFL season in small props like that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to stick to that for the 4-leg. And then I'll go ahead and load
he's
that
got
up.
a lot
here.
of touchdowns this year already, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
Mike, is there any way you could pull up the odds on all that?
so I'm about to set this together right now. We could sit here and talk about something else, but I'll post all of these up. I'll make a graphic. We could probably have it on screen here within 2-3 minutes. So, where do you
Some
guys
other
wanna go from-
interesting things you could keep your eye on. First quarter, last I saw it, over under was 9.5.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think I probably like the over for that.
Come out swinging.
Over in the first quarter.
You get the first scripted drive going, you know. Couple touchdowns.
And then if you did that Kansas City covering the spread and my worthy lock together, I think the odds on that were plus 290. That's good money too.
That is great money right there. Definitely. As I'm just getting this together, Brian, if you want to
Shoot the shit.
yeah,
All right,
yeah,
so
let's move on to what else you guys
obviously-
like in the game? Yeah.
I was just gonna say, you know, I don't gamble a whole lot, but I've done a little bit.
Good.
So what's the best gamble you hit before?
Oh yeah, tell us
Yeah,
about your
what's the
best hit.
biggest cash out. What do you got? I don't know, odds, cash out, whatever you want to talk about.
My
You want me
biggest
to go?
cash out is $2,500.
Nice.
What did you bet to get 25?
It was a 4-leg baseball.
Okay.
Nice. Do you remember
was-
the legs?
I don't remember who they were, but it was total bases.
Okay.
Okay. And
Well
how much
played.
did you put down to turn that 2,500 back?
That I don't know either. I just remember hitting $2,500.
That's what matters, right?
It's a great feeling when you hit a hit a bet. Obviously, that's why people gamble. It's a good feeling.
That's a good one. That's a good one though.
That's pretty good for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Me, I know I've had probably one that was a higher plus money, but I put lower money on it. You know what I'm saying? So my payout wasn't as big, but the most I ever put on a ticket, Mike, because I heard you asking that, the most I ever put
Right.
on a ticket was 600 last year. I put it on Raiders Chiefs over the first quarter total. It might have been like 7.5 or 9.5. It was getting close down to the wire, and right there at the end, Jacoby Myers got me the bag, and I think it brought me back like 13, so I profited like 7 off of it.
Okay,
It's gotta
nice.
feel good.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. So
yeah,
it's
and
hard for
I
me
put
to.
the mortgage on it too. That was everything I had in the bank at the time. Like I literally took 600 out and put it
Oh,
on there.
you were sweating that.
Yeah, like I said, it's hard for me to do that because there's times where
Honestly, I was at work. I was like, I know it's gonna cash. I was at work, and then I just checked my phone, and it was there.
oh, so you didn't even have to sweat it. You just got it out your mind and
That's
went
the
dead.
best way to do it.
Oh my god. Okay, hold
I
on.
wish I could do that.
Yeah.
I'd be sweating out of my mind.
So Brian, I got the parlay in the drive.
Okay.
If Brian's gonna try to pull on screen that little
What's your best
parlay
bet,
that we
Mike,
just
while
got
we're getting that
together.
up?
But again, so my biggest bet that I won, or return on one single bet was this preseason in the NFL, which is weird that preseason NFL is my biggest return. But I hit a 3-leg parlay, $10 for $452, and
Wow.
that was pretty cool. I
It's
was
lit.
I was
That's good
riding high
money.
for a couple days, and then I followed it up by the next day hitting for $150 off a $10 bet. So those were cool. But there's been times where I had the old FanDuel account up with quite a bit of money in there. And there was one time where, I was trying to bully the money. So, you got a big stack and you just bet it on like a minus 300, 400, 500 something and just expecting to take a little bit of money. So this is the Utah Jazz a few years
Those
ago
ones hurt.
with Donovan Mitchell, still Utah Jazz, who shout out to Spider, who's a Cleveland
wow.
guy right now. But there was minus 530 odds against the Orlando Magic. I put $530 up just to win like $30, $40. And then the Magic came back out of nowhere and won that game. And that was my biggest lesson. So a lot of people, too, a lot of guys aren't going to come out and say that kind of lesson. But that's where you got to be careful with gambling because the money was gone. They didn't care that, okay, I was trying to do this and that. So whatever you do with your gambling, you have to be responsible because you could the money could be gone
Be
quick. So
responsible. I'm very responsible, conservative with the bets.
Yeah, being disciplined and managing is very important.
Just here and there, like you give me the bonus bet, like a no sweat bet, I take that. Not much more.
and if you are going to have fun, make sure you're doing it with fun money. Like I said, most people, you don't want to tell these people to go out here and bet their rent money. Like not like I know it's a
Right.
mortgage play, but you don't want people literally going to bet their
No.
mortgage on it. But obviously the terminology
Don't do
is
that.
great.
Don't be like me. Don't be like me and really do it.
Well, I mean, if it hits, it's good, but if it don't, it's like okay, that's where it's a problem.
Yeah, I haven't had that feeling yet. I've gone like 4 for 4 when I really dumped a real big bag, like 500 or better. But
Yeah, if you're
it's not
betting-
something I recommend to the average bettor or the beginner for sure. It's because it can definitely be a risky slope to get.
And if
get
you're doing
going
that,
down.
it shouldn't be a dart. You should have a lot of studying behind that, whether it's something you don't want to just, I don't know. Like I said, I've seen people lose some pretty serious money on some no, there's no way they lose. No, listen, buddy, I've seen a lot of sports. Things happen, okay? So
Yeah, no, I study for hours every day on this. So
yeah, and then there's always something. You don't got to bet on everything, but there is always something. But sometimes you're not feeling the vibe. Go ahead and step away. So I just jump in randomly. Like I said, Brian even less, but I want to do
Way
this
less.
smart. I would like to do this, consistently. Like you say, D-Rock, manage your bankroll better. Straight bets. But obviously, parlays are so fun. You hit a parlay, it's
My best
it-
return was
Yeah.
5 into 70 for Brock Bowers' first touchdown of the game last year.
nailed it.
I don't even remember what game.
that's pretty good.
I just had like I had the $200 bonus bet like for signing up. I'm just like cowboy with it, and I hit that one. I was like, damn, that's cool.
That's your guy too, D-Rock, Brock Bowers. How's things going out there with
Yep.
the Vegas Raiders?
Yep. I'm glad I didn't draft him this year in fantasy though, and I knew
Yeah.
it because I knew the ball was going to get spread out a little more, and teams are going to be honing in on him, and he's not having the season he had last year for sure.
What's the word on his injury? Did he even play today? Or
I
was-
think he's out. He's out today.
No, he's-
So
He didn't play today.
Did Michael Mayer do anything?
yeah, we
He
were
scored.
on that.
yeah, Mike Mayer.
Okay.
Mike Mayer scored. Yeah.
No
Brock Bowers
way.
is out.
We talked about him on that fantasy show this
Yeah,
morning.
you
Nice.
There you go.
Anyway, we got that bet together. We'll
Yeah,
flash
so
it up
let's
here
take
for
a
the
look at this
people.
little parlay. This is what we just threw together. It's a plus 2,724 odds. That's our four
That's
picks
juicy.
right there.
Ooh.
The juiciest thing, or
So what's
the
that? 10 brings you back 270.
yep. And then so
10 for
John's
270. Yes.
pick with the touchdown was 210, and David Montgomery to get 50 yards. That was plus 142 on the odds. Thornton again minus 114, and Worthy is plus 140. So yeah, let's stick to this and let's see how we do. We'll all just and if this hits, man, this does a lot for all of our cred right there. But and then those straight bets, I like them as straight bets. Play any of those straight. What else did we like in this game, D-Rock? Something that you may still be interested in, not as confident. And then John, we'll have you answer the same thing. What else is possible in this game? Is there anything you're looking at?
Like I said earlier, I did like when I saw the first quarter over 9.5. I think I liked the over, and then it opened at 48, and I think it's at like 52.5 total points. I'm not sure. Last time I saw it, I'm not sure what it is now. I like the under. I think I don't think it's going to be the usual 30-30 game that we see from these two teams tonight.
Okay. And then John, famously against betting the under. How do you feel about that? And what else?
I
You know what
norm-
happens
I
when guys
normally
bet the
don't
unders,
either.
right?
Yeah, John is known
I
for
normally
not
don't
betting
bet it
unders.
either.
What you
I
think,
don't
John?
think you'd bet unders if you saw the picture.
But
But
yes.
I like Jamison Williams over 2.5 catches, or you can go Jamison Williams over 44.5 receiving yards.
Ooh, okay, that does seem like lower yards for him too, Brian.
I mean, he gets 2 catches. It's over 50
yeah,
yards
they're usually at least one of the catches is going to be a big catch.
Yeah.
I think
The
there could be a
2.5,
couple
yeah,
big
that should be
catches
good
in that
money.
game, but I kind of agree with D-Rock on the lower points total. I'm not afraid to bet the under.
I'll take the over.
But
Just the way things have been going.
well,
Over.
last week they were involved in a game that went over, and we did bet that last week for the Lions. So maybe it just slows down a little bit tonight. It's a bigger game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They like
I'm
to
not
make us
I'm
sweat.
not playing that, but I just think the game's gonna go
Yeah.
under.
Absolutely.
I can respect
And the Lions are missing their left tackle. Their secondary is in trouble. There's a lot of injuries.
I don't know. Campbell's coming out there with
I
the
think,
wheelbarrow.
like I said, I think Chiefs got their back against the wall, and they really have to win this game to get in the playoffs. So I think it's gonna be more of a grinded out game.
Okay. Let me ask you guys this now. Outside of this game, just in any kind of bet you may place, what's something that you look for, again, if you're talking to a beginner here, when you're trying to place a bet? Obviously, there's so many selections. You open your old FanDuel account, and there's a million things you can bet on. What do you guys each specifically look for, and then what makes you, actually want to select that with your money behind it? If D-Rock, you want to go first there.
So when I go into it, you definitely want to look for value in your bet. That's one thing you definitely got to do. Me personally, I do a lot of studying. I go back and I look at stats for the last 25 games, the last 5 games, if they were hitting their over-unders. If I'm doing live betting, I do a lot of like percentages. I'm good with like numbers. I'm good like in basketball. If a live over-under, if I have to do over-under, I do how much they have to average per minute. And if it makes sense, you know what I mean? A team's not going to score. They're not going to score 7 points per minute. You know what I mean? With 2 minutes left in the game to score 16 points or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's a good
I
example.
do a lot of that. I'm big into numbers and studying. I was always into that. growing up, just watching ESPN at the house. My dad didn't really get me into like fishing or cars. I was into sports. ESPN on all day, learning weird stats for no reason. I have 100 million of them in my head. And then I had a time where I got into gambling, and the numbers and the gambling went together for me. But I look for good value and stick to what you know. There's a lot of options on there, and that can probably get people going crazy on there, losing money. You don't want to chase losses for sure. And I stick to what I know, and I usually have like my locks or my mortgage picks. I have a real good feeling of like it's almost like a sixth sense. I can't even put too much of an explanation behind it, but I do put the work in with the studying and stuff like that, though.
Absolutely. John, what about you? What do you look for?
For like baseball, for instance, I look at their past 7 games, their career against the pitcher, like batters, how they are against lefties versus righties, their OPS, how they like everything. Try to break it down. So
Okay, so it's a little more in depth. You definitely not a dart throw. Brian, again, from your point of view, again, obviously more of a beginner. What do you look for? You open it up, and not necessarily as seasoned as these two gentlemen. What do you look for? Because
Well,
again, this one would be what other people look for.
I don't know. I mean, I got engineering background, big on statistics, so a lot of things that, John D. Rock said. You look back on, what do they average in a game? How are they against a certain pitcher? I like to look at like pitchers' ERAs if you're looking for like hits. Like, oh, this guy's got low ass ERA, and you go for a hit somebody, nah. But if the odds say like you got some good plus odds on a guy to get a hit, and this pitcher's ERA is like 5, like okay, I'm gonna throw that.
So again, a numbers guy yourself.
Yeah, numbers guy, but I don't know shit about half the stuff I'm looking at. I'm just looking at a couple numbers. I didn't watch any of the games. We were betting baseball because I had the bonus bets. So I'm like, all right, what do I got to do? I'm just out here looking at the numbers and just going straight off that. Like,
and then touching what D-Rock said, you just said it right there. Only what you know. You stick to what you know. There's no need to bet on something that you don't know.
Well, I mean, I wasn't watching any of the games. So I just knew that, like, okay, I know what ERA and hits are. So, But then the rest of the time, I'm just cowboy with it. Like, I feel good about it, like whatever, because it's just fun money, right? It's just I'll throw a bet out every once in a while because fuck it, why not?
Right. And
Don't
it
take
should
that
be
advice.
fun. But it should be fun.
Yeah, there you go. That's
If you're
enjoyable.
doing it and stressing about it, then I think that's when you need to step back a little bit because it should be fun. Even the sweat, sometimes the sweat is a little, and then again, breaking down what the term sweat means, it just means you got your bet going on and you're literally possibly
Your heart's
sweating out what's going to happen. But again, that's fun to an extent as long as you're not sweating your actual mortgage payment. But if it's for fun, or like John, he was probably having a good sweat earlier when 2 of the touchdown guys hit and he's waiting on the third guy. So that's what makes this fun, but again, within reason, because obviously I'm sure we've all heard a story about somebody who's fell off a deep end in this gambling world here. So you got to tread safely.
We got a homie in the call who might have blew a lot of money there up front in the casino.
Yeah. Okay, so
it's definitely a grown man's game.
Absolutely. So we just got our 10-minute timer there. So we're gonna
so,
within 10 minutes we'll be wrapping this thing up.
I think we're hitting our own time limit as well.
But again, so we covered a lot of things for tonight's game. Obviously, there's some stuff to look at there. I'm really excited to actually watch that game. Everything aside, that's like a good quality football game set up. 2 of the premier teams. So it's nice to have football like that where we're not watching some of the lesser teams. I know they try to schedule these this way, but it actually worked out this way.
We had a lot of famish years here in Detroit, so we're definitely soaking it in.
Yeah, and it's nice to see the local excitement. So there wasn't too much around here before Dan Campbell for this Lions stuff. So
we lived through 0-16.
Yeah, 0-16. That's pretty tough right there.
Hey, you're from a city that did that.
Yes, my city did that. I'm not a fan of the Browns, but Cleveland, Detroit, 0-16, handshake. Again, so
0-17. Who's it gonna be?
Yeah, 0-17. I feel like that is. I want to say it's impossible, but again, someone probably will do it. It'll probably be a tank job.
We're gonna see it sometime.
I feel like I want to say it's impossible, but yeah, I didn't think 0-16 was possible, and then it happened. So
10 years.
But But again, so besides football, and then obviously we touched on some other sports. What's something else you guys like to bet on besides football? I myself, I'm into hockey, and I love baseball, but it's really hard for me to bet on baseball. So I'm not going to say baseball, but hockey. I for some reason I'm probably 60-70% at hockey, and I can't even explain it. But John, we'll
That's
start
nice.
with
I
you.
literally love betting on everything, but hockey is my betting sport. I got into hockey through betting, and I look at that game a lot differently. I wasn't like invested into playing it like as a kid, so just like subconsciously, I look at it differently. And I have a really high hit percentage. I remember last year I went like 85 to 90% over like a 3 week period, over 40 to 50 tickets played on hockey. And I actually have a max bet drop for tonight, which I'll be dropping in my chat as well. And you can get these every day locks, max bets, mortgage picks, and bets from other people as well. But every day, just come join the chat. Tonight, I'm going to have a max bet the Capitals Rangers game over first period 1.5 at -126.
I like that. Correct me if I'm not. You're a Rangers fan as well, right?
Yeah, I am.
I am also. I think we spoke about that before. So yeah, I like that bet for tonight. Those are two high-powered offenses. Early in the season too. I think you can get more opportunities for higher goals earlier in the season.
Yeah, so my lock, Xavier Worthy anytime touchdown, and my max bet, Rangers Capitals game, first period over 1.5. Parlay them together, you're probably gonna win some money anyway, so whatever.
That's nice. I can't wait to share that around. John, again, let me ask you that question. What else do you like to bet on?
I like to bet on baseball and college basketball. College basketball more so when March Madness happens. There's a lot of upsets.
That's the best time of the year.
And there's games all day long. All day long.
And you get some
That's the best
insane
basketball
odds
ever in the world.
Yeah, and there's a
Yes.
lot going on around that time of the year anyway. The NBA and hockey are still going. You could sneak that college basketball in. Baseball's about to start up. It's a pretty good time of the year.
Yeah.
If
So-
you're a basketball head, you know March Madness is literally the best basketball in the world.
Okay. Looks like we're
Might be
hitting
the best sport.
our time limit here, fellas, where Zoom's
Yeah,
gonna want
running
us
up
to
on time. We're running the 6
All right,
p.m.
fellas.
slot. We got some spooky activities this afternoon. It's hayride season here in Detroit. We'll
Yeah.
be running out with that with the fam, and we'll get back in time for the game.
So let me thank both of you gentlemen for coming on. Again, we're up and coming ourselves. It's easier when we get guests on. So again, friends of ours, friends of the show, thank you for that. And I hope
thanks for
everything
having me
works
again,
out for
guys.
I hope everything works out for these bets.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hindsight's
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna
20/20.
put $10 on it to win 200. So let's go.
So we'll be
Oh,
active
yeah.
in the chats. We'll sit here and try to clip some of this up and let people that didn't possibly see this. We'll try to get that out there too for them to see. And man, good luck for anybody, not just us in our bets. I genuinely wish people do well who's gambling sports bets always, because it's always us versus the books. Vegas always wins. I like hearing stories of not Vegas winning. So hopefully in that chat, it's going to be fired up with people winning tonight.
Yeah.
D-Rock, do you want to drop how you get in that chat real quick? And then we'll just fade out with that. How people can find your chat.
You can find the chat. Honestly, you gotta directly DM me on Facebook at DRocksLocks so that I can invite you into it. It's kind of like a private invite, exclusive
Absolutely.
kind of thing, but it's free. There are only a certain amount of spots in it, and we do have people in there right now. So
Absolutely. And
just
then
got
John
get
Stockton
hold of
himself.
me on Facebook or Instagram at DRocksLocks or Snapchat, and I'll put you in there.
Absolutely. And then John Stockton himself is in that. And then as far as us, we're that fantasy show. We do a lot of fantasy football content. You can usually catch us Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. live or 10 a.m.-ish live.
Ish.
And after the fact too. And again, we drop rankings. We go over a dynasty league. We go over a redraft league, and then we do a Ellis pick 6, where my 7-year-old daughter picks 6 money lines throughout the week. She's 10-8 on the season, so above 500.
Killing it.
we're here for the wholesome content. We're also out here to educate the non-fantasy player, get people into it.
Absolutely. We know our fantasy stuff. We can help people out. We're just trying to share our knowledge. And then, everybody bets. So that's where we reached out for you guys to come help us out with that. And again, we're grateful for that. So, again, much thanks. Really appreciate you guys.
All right. Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having
fellas.
All right, everybody. Catch us that week or next week for another edition of That Fantasy Show. Signing off. Thanks, guys.